Okay. Arsenal 3, Kairat 2. We had 6-0, we had 5-0, we had 3-0. How do you feel now the full-time whistle has gone?
Well, I must say I expected more goal in the second half.
Yeah.
I don't think the performance in the final third were as good as the first half. I think we didn't create enough in the final third, not ruthless enough in the box. But it's a win, you know. I think Mikel knew he started rotating players, at half-time, and then getting the kids to come on as well, which was a good start. A bit disappointed conceding that goal in the last few minutes, because obviously you thought 3-1 would have looked a bit better than 3-2, but I think overall we had the control of the game. We knew we were going to win that game, so it's kind of like, let's move on to the weekend.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, Inter couldn't score against us. Atletico couldn't score against us. It was Kairat that caused the issues. But I think sometimes it helps to zoom out a little bit and actually look at the entire Champions League campaign thus far. 8 games out of 8, all won. I think there's a lot to celebrate, even if that second half wasn't quite what we expected. And do you know what? I was actually just thinking about something, and we shouldn't take it for granted, especially not as Arsenal fans. But from what I can see, we escaped that game injury-free, which is something that I think deserves a little bit of a celebration, because we've had a lot of troubles with that. How did you guys feel that second half was? Bit weird. I didn't quite expect it to go like that, but how did you guys get in?
I do feel like we did create a lot of chances, but we just didn't put them to bed.
Yeah.
I do feel like it was nice to see the young players come on, make an appearance, and obviously it was disappointing conceding, but other than that, it was a bit stale. Yeah. But not much really went on.
Yeah, I mean, one player I want to speak about just slightly is Noni Madueke, because when it comes to just beating the defenders and getting into the box, I feel like he's one of the most exciting players we've had for a while in doing that. If he can just get the end product to just be maybe even just on target, we could really be seeing something quite special from him. But I've got a lot of faith that it will click. How do you see it?
Yeah, no, it will. I think he will as well. But as you said, on 1v1, though, when he start running with the ball and taking defenders, I think he's one of the best now. You can't stop him.
Yeah.
But then, it's after decision making in the box, when to shoot, when to pass it. The final decision, it's not quite there yet. But I think that will come with game as well. I think, he hasn't played a lot of minutes, so I'm sure the more he plays, the more he will find the back of the net or the assist.
Yeah, no, exactly that. I mean, like I said, zooming out, we've just finished the group stage, first team to ever do 8 out of 8. Does anyone have any highlights from the entirety of this Champions League campaign so far? For me, straight away, I'm thinking about that Bayern Munich game. I think we did really, really well. That was the kind of statement win that makes you think maybe this could be a year where we really progress even further. Do any other games kind of stand out for anyone here?
I think for me, Inter, we lost to Inter last season in the Champions League, and getting that over the line with a 3-1, when they really needed to win and we rotated a lot.
Yeah.
I think that game showed a lot of our quality, and as well, like, obviously we've beaten Bayern. Since we've come back in the Champions League, we've beaten Bayern, beaten PSG, we've beaten Real Madrid, we've beaten Inter now. So it's like, only Madrid and Barcelona left.
Exactly that. And a lot of people kind of looked at this game as like a little bit of a dead rubber, not much in it, but you definitely want to go into the next phase having won as many games as you can. And just kind of looking towards the next phase, what are you kind of excited for? What are you hoping for? What are we thinking kind of last 16? Hopefully we can do one better than last season. How are people thinking about the future of this Champions League campaign?
Well, I think it's really exciting, isn't it? I think, like the gentleman to the right of me said, it's like we've beaten some big teams. We've got those big results. We've proven that we can do it on cold nights. Like I echo what you were saying. That Inter result's massive, because if we drop points, lost points, the narrative would have spun again, and it's like we're on that sort of downward slope of performance. But I'm really excited. I had the pleasure of hosting a few live events with Nigel Winterburn and the fans for the PSG game. All right, the result didn't go our way, but I think we are proving that we're a team to be worried about in Europe. And I think Guillaume Balaguer said it on social media as well, is that the narrative in England sometimes gets overshadowed, but outside in Europe, people are looking at Arsenal and seeing the threat that we are. And like I say, we've got so many quality players that can produce on the big stage. Tonight is like we said, a bit of a dead rubber, and it's minutes in the leg. And when it got to about the hour mark, we sort of knew it's like game management now. It's can we keep all the players fit? So I'm really excited. I'd like a comfortable draw. There's no easy game in the Champions League, as we saw tonight, but I think I'd like a decent draw in the next round, and then I think we'll hit even more form as we go into the latter stages of the competition. And yeah, I'm not going to put it out there and say like we're going to win it, but I'm expecting us to go quite far.
Yeah, I mean, it would be quite premature to say we're going to win it, but have I made plans for the parade? Yes, I have. You know what I mean? So yeah, exactly that. Yeah, exactly that. No, I'm quite excited. I feel like this is a team that maybe Europe is better suited to the way we've been playing. Even just today, seeing teams open up and try and go at Arsenal seems to suit this team a little bit better. Maybe that will change later on in the competition, but I'm quite excited to see that. Another thing I love to see is actually, I've been hoping to see Eze and Odegaard play together, and we actually got a full half of that. How did anyone make out how that went? Did we see anything that maybe could work in the Premier League?
I think it's difficult to kind of judge because it was a lot of rotation. It was not, you didn't have the full kind of Declan Rice and everybody behind and Zubimendi and stuff. So I think it's a bit, and the opposition were just defending. So I think it's a bit, I don't know what's going on there. I just think it's a bit, a bit hard to kind of judge them on that half. But I personally think they can definitely play together.
Yeah.
I think it's an option for sure.
Absolutely. Well, there's lots to be excited about. Top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League. We're in all 4 competitions, so I think there's a lot to be happy about.
Definitely.
So once again, thank you so much for tuning in to Live from N5. We're here in the studio right now, and until next time, God bless you all and peace.